Free rewards are available in Brawl Stars, and especially we have emojis, sprays, icons. In short, there are quite a few things that are exclusive. Today we're going to talk about how to get them, and I'll also give you a lot of links to claim them. We also have the Brawl Cup, where there are quite a few predictions to make. We're going to talk together about all these predictions because on the first day we got everything right, we only gave correct answers, and that's super useful for you. So we're going to keep talking about all that, and of course about all these available rewards. Let's go. There are still a few little things to talk about. It's pretty interesting. But as usual, before we start, don't forget the likes, comments, subscriptions, and of course the code Periado. I'm counting on you. Anyway, enjoy watching. We'll log into the famous Brawl Star account to check out some small updates, mainly about the useful Brawl Cup. A few days ago, there was also an optional update with some changes. For example, the shop with Juju was buggy, but now there are fewer issues and some things have changed. We'll see in this video, so don't forget to do it if you haven't yet. Sometimes be careful, it also happens automatically. But anyway, we're starting this day with a new post from Brawl Star that was posted at 10 AM, so not very long ago at the time I'm making this video. And we can see they're giving us a lucky day today, and what's interesting is that we have trophy drop disabled all weekend. So if you want to play, honestly, this weekend is really worth it. Don't forget to take advantage of the trophy drop, at least you'll be able to rush even faster. We'll also get more rewards, more power for the girls, so that just means the famous crystals. Collecting them makes you stronger, so there's some strategy, there are still a few interesting things in the game. Before we discuss the famous rewards, let's cover what's happening in the game. The Mega Spike has arrived and there are more free rewards plus a few minor bugs. Well, we can see there are new modifiers, especially the ones with crystals that also appeared in the Mega Spike, but there's also a ball card with lots of flak. And that card, as you can imagine, is completely bugged. That means if you play on that card, the match can last up to exactly 13 minutes and 14 seconds. The ball gets stuck on those puddles, but the system thinks it's still moving. So when there's a tie, as long as the ball appears to move, the timer keeps running. Even if the timer shows 0, if the ball stops, normally the game ends and it's official, it's a tie. There, since the ball is moving because it's on a puddle of water, well, the game goes on for about 13 or 14 minutes. So if you're on that map, be really careful. I imagine there will be some trolls, at least now you know about it. If it's a tie, honestly, you can pretty much just quit the game because no one can score anymore. The ball will just stay lost. Here, for example, we have a little clip. You can see Damien, well, he's going to do all sorts of things. And you can see that the timer is really at 0000, except he can't get the ball back because it's on the puddle of water. And since it's considered kind of in motion for Brawl Star, even if it's not actually moving, we agree, well, the game keeps going, so it's going to last for a very long time. So basically, it's pointless. Anyway, this map, unfortunately, I don't think there will be any update or anything like that. If you end up on it, it's just bad luck. And in my opinion, it won't be removed because there's the Brawl Cup. They're not going to do an update during the Brawl Cup and Brawl Star. There's Esports. I'd be surprised if they did that. Since we're discussing the Brawl Cup, let's first review what was at the event before looking at the rewards. Sorry for only posting current videos. Since I moved and don't have all my equipment, I can't make videos the way I want. I'm waiting to get everything before making more. Because unfortunately for now, I can't play ABS-BS, and I simply can't connect my device to my software to record, so I can't do much. I'm sorry. Don't worry, once I have everything, we'll resume making videos. For now, consider this a short break. As for the posters, you'll see the new brawler Star Nova arriving soon. She's coming out May 22nd with a special accent, and I pre-recorded a video about it. You can also see posters of Mortis, Doug, Poco, Boko, and Mr. Pumzy. We also have a small poster for the Brawl Cup in Berlin. Interestingly, there's Joy Star Park now, where you can join a job, though it's just a poster to clarify. And we have another little poster to go check out the shop in Berlin. So those are all the posters you can see. There's something I found pretty cool. So, he's the new community manager, just like Danny, for example. He spent a little time on the Spanish stream like that. Well, he didn't say anything about Easter eggs or anything like that. I checked out the stream a bit. He didn't say anything interesting, but I find it interesting that you see the community manager spending time with the casters just to chat. I think that's really cool, but unfortunately there wasn't anything interesting. Alternatively, you may know about that famous icon, we discussed how to get it, etc. We finally have some answers. We can see that some people received a little card at the World Cup, and only the people who were there in person got that card, of course. And if you scanned that famous QR code, you would get that famous icon. But be careful, the cards are a limited edition, so that icon is extremely rare. Much more than anything we could get back then. So be careful, there was never any mystery, secret, or method to get it. Be careful, most of what you see is fake. Because it's given to only one person each time. That means the person who got the card obviously claimed the icon to have something rare. So please don't buy anything or get involved in anything sketchy, because it's definitely fake. A supposed clue on Super Sistor or the app was false and unrelated to security. Actually, it just looks like promoting the World Cup. Anyway, you can get it at Brawl Cup. That's what we said. I had this theory too. And besides the QR codes, you can see there might be another way to get it. You have to ask a Brawl Star employee to get it. So actually, for those who are at the Brawl Cup, that's it. You just have to ask a Superset employee to get it. Because I don't think it's handed out just like that and you'll get that famous icon. Well, this is really only for people who are in Berlin. But if you see someone with that icon, well, I don't think there are a million of them in the world. There might be maybe 200, 500 at most. As for the numbers, of course, I'll keep you updated. But don't worry, stay tuned, and of course there are other emotes to get. Similarly, for those who absolutely want the esports skins, now is the time. They'll probably come back for the World Championships. By the way, we're going to talk about those World Championships because there are also free rewards to get with that. Yes, there are a lot, but if you want to get them, now is the time. Otherwise, the next time will be around October or November. So if you don't want to miss them, get them now. And no, they will never appear in blinks or anything like that. It will always be with gems or even euros. What's great about this famous Brawl Cup is that we also have free rewards. We saw, for example, the famous Lucky Day with lots of Nova Star drops, but we also have Mega Quests. And as you can see, you can get a Mega Box, 2 KO Star drops, 1000 blinks. Let's just say it's always something to take, and these are extra Mega Quests, and that's only available for the Brawl Cup, and we only have 3 days to complete them. So if you want to play, it's really this weekend. Plus, with the trophy reset, it's not so bad. As a fun fact, those who have VIP tickets for the World Cup receive a card with a special QR code. And in this QR code, you can get an exclusive golden ticket pin as well as the Jackie Esports skin. So yes, those who have the special VIP entry, you can see a famous card like this. And on the back, you can simply see a QR code to get this, and you can also get this skin for free. Honestly, for those who have a VIP entry, I have to say, it's not that bad. It's still better than nothing, which means that this famous pin is even rarer than the famous S we saw. For that, you really had to buy the VIP entry, and that's why, well, it's simply a ticket. We're going to take a little break from the World Cup. We'll come back to it later so we can see the things that have been added. I know that I've seen a lot of people talking about this. They really wanted to have the effects because this actually reworks the Mimeo Academia skins. And we can see that Gus's super finally has visual effects. It was added during this famous update. That's why you need to do it. And you can see the effects. Well, it's very subtle. You know, it's just around that little circle. So, as soon as you have the ult, you get this famous black cloud, let's say. Without the brawler, it looks like this more or less. So, actually, compared to the new mythic skins, the effects aren't that great. Let's just say it's better than nothing. But really, it was just with the old system. That's why I just have an upgraded skin where there are elimination effects. These are the new mythic skins for distinction, while the previous ones were set up earlier and lacked elimination effects. RT also has a curious bug. If you remember, a few weeks ago, there was a bug that caused double marks. Basically, you did a lot more damage. Brawl Stars couldn't fix the bug, so they temporarily reduced the damage of his super. And now, after the maintenance, instead of doing 2480 with his normal damage, he does 1480. So yeah, if you want to play RT, now's not really the time. He's not the brawler to push, he's still bugged. Before he did a lot more damage, you know, it was almost 4000 damage, which didn't make sense. Now it just does 1480 instead of 2000. It's a bit annoying. Same thing with Griff. He used to deal 7200 damage in close combat with his super. Now he only deals 3600. A lot of people thought it was a nerf, but actually it was a bug. He never really did 7200 damage. That was really the bug. It's way too strong in close combat. You can one-shot too many brawlers. Normally, the real damage is 3600. They just left a bug in the game for almost more than 2 years. There was a guy who said there's no logic to that. Usually hitting with all the cards deals much more than 3600 damage. Unfortunately, I can't show you since I lack the device to connect to my tablet. Normally, each card does 1440. It just means the farther it is, the more damage it does. The closer it is, the less damage the cards deal. The bug was that it ignored distance, which is why it caused so much damage. No, Claw does less damage now, but it's no longer bugged. It's just that we've had a bug for too long. That's the problem. With this famous update, we saw that it fixed quite a few little bugs. There's also the well-known info tab that has completely changed. Now we can simply see the information like this. That should be interesting. We'll discuss it since there's a vote. There's a special creator tab to view all videos. And a special esports tab where we can go directly to make predictions as well. It's good that they're adding this special esports tab. It gives a bit more value too. I think that's really great. If you check the info bar, there's a poll to guess where the 2026 Brawl Stars World Championships will be held, with France, Japan, and the United States as options. You need to vote soon since voting ends Sunday, when they'll announce the World Championships location. If you guess right, you'll get a sushi roll. So unfortunately, it's very hard to guess that. We got a little hint. The Brawl Stars World Championship Finals 2026 will take place at... And you can simply see a Japanese garden. You can recognize it by the cherry blossom tree. You can also recognize that famous book there. Is it really a clue or is it just bait? That's the problem. And you can actually see that they're eating sushi. So yes, maybe it's for the sushi roll like that, but isn't it also a reference to Japan? So listen carefully. Some time ago, I told you that for me, Brawl Brossard is trying to do something in each region. France, therefore, belongs to the Europe region. However, we know that the challenges take place in Turkey. Let's say that's more or less in Europe, even though Turkey isn't exactly in Europe. Anyway, we get the idea. But it's right next door. Japan, why would it be Japan? Well, the problem is that the LCK takes place in China. So, well, it's kind of the same region. In the United States, last year there was actually the Brawl Cup that took place in Dallas. But this year, nothing is happening at all. We know that Brawl Stars has already done things in the United States, so it's possible. In France, there have already been the Worlds. It was the 2022 Worlds that took place. Are they going to do it again in the same country? In France? Honestly, I don't think so. For me, France should be ruled out. But be careful, you never know. You're going to tell me yes, but Brawl Stars always holds the World Championships in Norway. Brawl Stars originates from that region, so they just do it at their headquarters now. Previously, they did it in Sweden because it was nearby and more convenient. Japan never hosted the World Championships. They were held in South Korea. Now, is it actually possible? Why not? Personally, I would bet more on either the USA or Japan. Honestly, I have a slight preference for the USA, but yeah, it's hard to guess. I think all of this is just bait. Is it certain or not? That's the complicated part. Is it really a coincidence they're giving out sushi for Japan? I don't know. It's tough to say. Make your choice. For me, it wouldn't be France, even though I hope so. It's hard to guess. Now, regarding the World Cup, there are 4 pins to collect. We can see the famous golden ticket. As we said, that's for VIP entries. The famous blue ticket like this is for those who have regular entries during the event. Let's say it's still a rare ticket because you have to attend to get it. Honestly, it's good because those who actually paid for their ticket get something. They get a little extra in the game. We have this famous icon here. It's simply a QR code to scan during the event. That means everyone can get it. And yes, of course, I'm going to give it to you. So at the time I'm making this video, it works. I hope that when I release the video, it will still work. But hurry up, because I think when the event is over, it won't work anymore. And if the QR code doesn't work, don't hesitate to join the live stream. Don't worry, I'll explain how you can get it. Similarly, the one with the Z on it, there's no information. But we can also get it during the event. Don't worry, I have the link, you'll be able to get it too. If you want to get this pin, you just need to scan this. I'll give you the link to get it, and you'll simply have this one. Likewise, for this pin, you can scan this QR code. It works. It's just on some posters. You just had to notice it. And you had this QR code to scan. It was on the posters we saw at the beginning. There were plenty of others. It was just written in small print. It was like a kind of little Easter egg. Now that you've done that, whether through the pinned comment or description, let's move on to the predictions, which also interest you. On day 1, we got everything right. Those who followed my prediction, well done. We got a perfect score, everything right. That's why you should listen to me. Honestly, from day 1, I said it was easy to predict. I didn't see many mistakes. As for day 2, indeed, there's not much time left. But anyway, the matches were played last night. Obviously, we have the predictions a bit at the last minute. That's why don't hesitate to join the live. Let me remind you, you just have to go here. The prompt says watch the live where you can make predictions and take the quiz to earn all the rewards. I don't see much issue here. You should choose Crazy Raccoon. Eternal aren't bad, but Crazy Raccoon are supposed to be better. Same for match 2. Normally, you should pick Crazy Raccoon. There shouldn't be much of a problem. Here, it's a bit more complicated. Revenant are a very good team. Unfortunately, we can't access the team page, and that's the small issue. Let's just say Eternal aren't bad. Now, are they on the same level as Revenant? That's the most complicated part. We can look at the World Championship level. Some teams have participated in that famous World Championship several times. They finished 9th 3 times. And it's especially one of the best teams in South America. So it's not something to underestimate. They're an Indian team that surprised everyone, so don't underestimate them. Personally, I'd pick Revenant. Since we can't see everything they've done, let's look at the team. We have Sergeant, who's insanely strong. And back then, he used to play with Riponce and X9G. Unfortunately, they're not playing together anymore. Now, it's Hiroshi and this person here. Unfortunately, let's say they're a bit unknown in the scene, but we can see that last year, honestly, they finished 3rd or 4th. Honestly, that's a really great place. And so they only lost to Mumble, who went on to the finals. But honestly, if they're as strong as they were last year, for me, there's not much debate. They should win. Now, well, it's pretty hard to know because we can see they always come in first. But obviously, that's not in the right regions, let's say. So it's very hard to compare them with another region. That's why I would rather pick Revenant. As for the other matches, it's super complicated. Feud normally plays with Gestus. Unfortunately, well, Gestus was replaced by Lenine because Gestus, I think it was a visa issue or something like that. He couldn't play. Now, Lenine, be careful. He's not just anyone. You can see his track record. Normally, it should go well. The problem is more with Nob, I would say. He doesn't have nearly the same experience as Dead Jailboy. We're pretty confident. He's still a very strong person. But will it work as well with Lenine and this team as it did with Gestus? That's the issue. Since we know Gestus' level, he's something else. Plus, there's that well-known synergy. I'm not saying Lenine isn't strong, just to be clear. The famous synergy is strong. Trap Tragaming is a well-known team, but I still don't rate them above Feud, even if the players aren't exactly the same. As for Toxic Lotus, well, it's a Chinese team. I still see Fute above them. I hope they'll win. But of course, it's not the same team. It's very complicated to predict. As for Tribe against Toxic Lotus, same thing. It's pretty complicated since we don't really have much perspective on Toxic Lotus. We can see their opponents in Dintok and Wu. In last year's AC qualifier, they placed between 9th and 12th, which is why they missed Worlds. Same thing, some time ago, they lost 3-0 against that famous feud. So in 2024, in my opinion, Trap Dragaming still has the advantage due to more experience, though predictions here are a bit more complicated. We should usually have over half. Remember to place your bets and claim those famous free rewards. To get everything, be sure to watch the live stream. It's much more helpful. Even if you get everything right, we only have 500 points, so you'd need a perfect score for the whole event. It's nearly impossible. If we do it, it's amazing, but it's almost impossible. So, remember to watch the live stream, make predictions, and answer questions. It's helpful, and even if you missed day 1, you can still claim all rewards. I'll share all the popular links for the emoticons and the icon in case you haven't claimed them yet. The same goes for the well-known emoticon and book if you haven't claimed those either. These are the same links shared during the Brawl Cup and will always be useful. They were things to scan. To give you even more info about the Brawl Cup, you can see that the winner of the Brawl Cup simply wins $35,000, but that's not the biggest thing. Let's say it's mostly just a little bonus. Second place gets $15,000, third gets $8,000, then $5,000 and $3,000. And what's most interesting is simply that the winner gives an extra spot for their region. That means if Europe wins, we'll have one more spot for the Europe region. And for that, ideally we would need to get first and second place. That way, we get one more spot for Worlds and one more spot for the LCK. So that means a lot more teams qualify. However, I find it unfortunate to give even more points, like the famous 70 and 50 points, since it gives more ranking points to participating teams. I think it's a shame because it prevents others from competing. If Fute wins and is at 278 points, they'll get 70 more. I think that's a shame, since other teams like Timeric and Na'Vi can't keep up. Well, as a result, of course, they can't participate. They won't get any extra points. So it's a bit of a shame, but well, that's just my opinion. About the prices, I saw this and I absolutely had to talk about it. You can't tell me they're asking almost €6 for water. You can see Powerade for €6.70. Honestly, the prices at the World Cup are really something. Water, €5.70. Well, there will also be plenty of little things to learn, as you can see. But the prices, they're really something at the World Cup, huh? I'd like to see the food prices too. It's really crazy. Official announcement date for Worlds. I found this pretty interesting. In 2019, it was August 13th, so that was relatively early. October 5th was extremely late. September, August, September. And now, it's May 17th, I have to admit, that's extremely early. We'll actually find out tomorrow, which is Sunday, where Worlds will take place, but it's extremely early, huh? In the community reactions, of course, I saw a lot of people talking about that famous S, huh? People thought everyone could get it. Well, actually, no, not at all. Not everyone can get it. It drew major attention to the event, but now people are disappointed since they expected to get that famous icon, which isn't actually possible. Don't mention marriage, just talk about Brawl Talk. I don't think we can improve on that. They're all playing Brawl Stars as the guy's about to get married. Pretty funny. That'll probably be me in a month. Maybe I'll just order a better wedding. Huh, that reminds me of Juan Carlos. Ouch, ouch, ouch. And since we can see at 0.1616 DPS. So he didn't die this time. Careful, he only did 16 damage per second. That's almost even more ridiculous. For 0 kills and he completed 0%, that's from the reserved zone. So it's really painful to see that. We'll talk a bit about those famous matches. It's still pretty interesting. Is he really going to take over from Juan Carlos? Honestly, I'm not sure. Juan Carlos was still at Worlds. Even though the Brawl Cup is still pretty interesting, it's not the same value either. Honestly, it's embarrassing. Larry and Lori, there's nothing here. On peut voir, là, y a rien. Weird. Larry is just liked. It's simply his clone. There's nothing strange. And simply when he's going to use that famous gadget, it's the swap gadget. You can see, normally, it changes their roles. And if nothing just summons a Lori, well, it's simply Lori and Lori. They're the same too. So, there you go. You know another bug? It can be interesting in certain situations. Now, if there are walls, it's completely pointless, but at least you know another bug. So, it's with that gadget. You have to summon the twin twice. And above all, well, use the swap. Normally, he just throws a few times, and resummoning them should swap them, but that's not happening. While I'm at it. He messed up the challenge, but remember to do it. Only a few hours left. Here you go. For those who haven't done the Star Nova challenge, now's your chance. We've covered a lot. I hope you enjoyed and found this video helpful. Make good use of the links I put in the pinned comment and in the description. Don't forget to check out the live stream. Just a reminder, you can mainly find it on Brawl Stars Esports. You'll find it especially via the link I'll also put in the pinned comment, and you can simply watch the live stream here. Don't forget to participate. There are still quite a few quizzes to do and answers to give. It's very important for you. Also, if there's no video tomorrow, it'll be the same for day 3 with more rewards. It'll be important for you to do it. Enjoy your weekend. There's a lot to do. I'll simply say see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. And as always, Periado. Alright, bye guys.